My dad has been teaching me how to hide a body since I was a kid. Today I finally asked who we are practicing for, and he told me my own name. I was 8 years old when Dad first took me to the woods behind our house. He brought a shovel and a tarp, and he taught me how to dig. He said every man needs to know how to work with his hands, and I believed him. We dug holes every weekend for years. He'd time me with his stopwatch and write down my scores in a little notebook. When I was 10, he started teaching me about soil composition, which grounds absorb water better, which areas of the forest get the most foot traffic. He made me memorize maps of hiking trails and private property lines. I thought we were just camping. At 12, he taught me about lime and how it speeds up decomposition. He showed me which chemicals to buy without raising suspicion. He said it was for the garden, and Mom never questioned it. We didn't have a garden. By 14, I could dig a 6-foot hole in under 2 hours. Dad was proud. He'd pat me on the back and say I was getting better every time. He taught me how to scatter leaves and branches to make the ground look untouched, how to avoid creating patterns that search dogs could detect. Last year when I turned 16, he taught me about surveillance cameras and cell phone towers, how to leave your phone at home but make it look like you're still there, how to dress in layers and change clothes, how to buy things with cash and avoid being on camera. I never questioned any of it. Dad was always prepared for everything. He had a bug-out bag in his truck and a safe room in the basement. He taught me self-defense and how to shoot. I just figured he was one of those survival guys who prepared for the worst. But yesterday something felt different. We were in the woods digging like we always do, and Dad was quieter than usual. He kept checking his watch and looking at me with this sad expression. I asked him if something was wrong, and he said we needed to talk. He sat down on a log and told me to sit next to him. Then he pulled out his notebook, the one where he'd been tracking my times for the past 8 years. He flipped through the pages showing all my progress, all the measurements and notes and diagrams. "You've gotten really good at this," he said. "Better than I ever was at your age." I thanked him and asked why he seemed so serious. That's when he said, "I need to tell you something I should have told you a long time ago. This wasn't just practice." My stomach dropped. I asked him what he meant, and he opened to the first page of the notebook. At the top it said timeline, and under it was a list of dates. The first date was my birthday. The last date was tomorrow. "Your mother and I made a deal before you were born," he said. "We couldn't have children naturally, so we went to someone who could help us. But there was a price." I didn't understand what he was saying. He kept talking. "They gave us 17 years. That was the agreement. 17 years, and then we'd have to give you back." I asked who they were, and Dad just shook his head. "It doesn't matter who they are. What matters is I've been preparing you. I wanted you to be ready when the time came." I stood up and backed away from him. I asked if he was joking, and he pulled out a contract from his jacket. It was old and yellowed with signatures at the bottom, my parents' names, and another signature I couldn't read that looked like it was written in something dark and rust-colored. The contract said, "One child, 17 years, paid in full upon return." The date at the bottom was tomorrow, November 14th, 2024. "I taught you all of this so you'd have a chance," Dad said. "So you could hide, so they couldn't find you when they came." I asked why he didn't just tell me years ago, and he said he couldn't. The contract said if we warned you, they'd take us too. But now that it's less than 24 hours away, the contract's clause expires. He was free to tell me. "The body we've been practicing hiding," he said quietly. "It's yours. I need you to disappear so completely that even they can't find you. I'm in the woods right now." Dad gave me the bug-out bag and $20,000 in cash. He told me to run and never come back, to never use my real name or contact anyone from my old life. He's going to tell them I died. He's going to use everything we practiced to make it convincing. But I just realized something. Dad has been tracking my times for 8 years. He knows exactly how long it takes me to dig. He knows all my patterns and techniques because he's the one who taught them to me. And I just found something at the bottom of the bag he gave me, a small notebook. I opened it and found a new timeline. This one starts today and tracks something called Phase 2. At the top of the first page it says, "Teach the replacement." Below that is a birth date, tomorrow's date, and below that is my handwriting. Except I didn't write it. The entry says, "Started digging practice with subject 2. Good natural instinct. We'll be ready in 17 years. I just got a text from Dad. They're coming early. I'm sorry. I did my best." I looked up and there are lights moving through the trees, a lot of them, getting closer. And I can hear my dad's voice in the distance, but he's not alone. He's talking to someone. And I just heard him say my name followed by, "The hole is ready."